Welcome to the Elite Real Estate Agents of SEQ podcast, where I sit down with some of the most successful and respected real estate agents working right here in one of Australia's most beautiful and sought-after regions, Southeast Queensland. This podcast gives you a genuine, behind-the-scenes look at who these agents are as people, what makes them stand out in the industry, and most importantly, can help you decide if they're the right fit to guide your property journey. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the conversation. You might just be listening to the perfect person to sell your property. Hello and welcome back to the Elite Real Estate Agents of Southeast Queensland podcast. My name is Adam Bell and today's guest is Monty van Dyk. He's a long-time Northern Gold Coast resident and a seasoned real estate operator with 25 years experience. Monty's background is unusually broad with qualifications in engineering, accounting and law, plus experience selling hotels and resorts internationally. He may have even sold a casino. Now that gives him a really strategic commercial lens on property. Monty, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Adam. It's great to be here.
Now, we've just had a little chat off air before you come in, and I'm really looking forward to this chat because you do have a varied background. But look, first of all, you've been in the real estate game now 26 years and just gotten back into it after doing your own home reno.
Correct. It's had a break for a year and a little bit. We just bought our so-called dream home up on the northern end, up there at Hollywell on the water, and we're doing a full transformation, a Palm Springs inspired transformation like a lot of people are doing. And it's a little bit of work went into the design, and I studied up some of the key architects that built Palm Springs, and we designed in a little nod to those guys on what their key influences were, and integrated that into the existing home, and it's certainly been interesting.
It's been a big project. How long have you been doing it?
We bought the place on the 10th of January 25, and literally the week after it was we started a strip out, and it's been full on, literally, and I kid you not, I had 9 months there, which was 7 days a week, not a single day off.
Wow. And
even the 2 days that I did schedule to have off, like we went to the beach one day, and then in the afternoon, I'm still running around ringing trades, picking up stuff. So it's even on your day off, there was still no day off. So 9 months, flat biscuit, 7 days.
Yep.
A lot of the people that have come to the home to have a look just stand there and go, can't believe we've done as much as we've done in a short time. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah, we had a deadline and a budget, and
is it finished? Is it done?
No. So we're on the last stage now. We're onto the bathrooms and et cetera, and the main bedroom.
Nice.
All of that. But then we've got the other wing to do. We've got another 3 rooms and all the rest. And the pool cabana, the outdoor kitchen, outdoor dining, and all that still has to go in.
Yep.
But it's a work in progress, but I love it.
Fantastic. I guess all those years being a real estate agent and helping people decide on what renos to do and sort of consulting to them on what works and what adds value, that would have given you a bit of experience in you deciding to go ahead and do this for yourself.
Adam, you're exactly right. I've helped a few clients. I've project managed their renos on their behalf because they needed someone to oversee it and all the rest, which I really enjoyed that. That was awesome. But it's a whole different ballgame on your own because you can't get it wrong. There's no second take. When we're selecting materials and finishes and all the rest, you just want it all to work perfectly. That was where the stress came in.
Yep.
And I was just telling a builder the other day who came over, and I said, the few arguments that I've had with my wife about it were over absolutely ridiculous, stupid little things. Like just none of the main infrastructure. So the basis of the design and everything we were fully aligned with, and it was perfect, and it's worked really, really well. But like I said, the silly little arguments were over little finishes. And,
right,
we
the
want
tiny
that tap
things.
or that.
Yep.
And so all the stress and tension of the build came out in those kind of
the
things.
Little details.
It was crazy.
Wow.
That's human nature.
Yep. All right, Monty. Where did Monty come from? Let's dive back. Where did you grow up?
Oh my gosh.
Give us a quick run through your
All right.
your early years.
I grew up in Cairns, far north Queensland.
Yep.
Went to a public school. I did basically a maths science course at school. Did engineering at uni, straight from school.
Yep.
And after I graduated from that as a mechanical engineer, my first job out, believe it or not, I jumped across straight into architecture. So I worked for Power Graham Dempsey in Cairns. They did a lot of the larger commercial jobs. So projects like I worked on the Cairns International Airport,
Right.
the Green Island Resort, and a lot of other commercial buildings in and around North Queensland. Great experience, great eye-opener. I loved the design side of it. I had an understanding of, with the engineering side of things, what we learnt at uni there of how things go together, and then the architectural side was like looking at how the design fits and works. And
Sure.
that was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that, and
Yep.
then I guess my I was an avid bike rider, cyclist
Right.
growing up.
Yep.
And quite competitive. Went over to Europe in grade 11, did it, half a season in Europe and that because I wanted to turn pro like every kid did.
Sure.
There wasn't the money in it back then like there
Yep.
is now, but
This is road racing, or
yeah. So road bikes, and I also did the velodrome on the track and that. And anyway, so I moved from Cairns to Brisbane to have a tilt at, getting into the Australian team for the Olympics, etc. Which after a few seasons, it became pretty evident I
wasn't quite there.
didn't cut the mustard.
Yeah.
So, and then just from there, did a few other things. Ended up working out west, and ended up buying a property out there. We had 120 head of cattle and mixed grain and that. So that was awesome. And then that also started my interest in a property portfolio. So my first residential home I bought was out at Dalby, out on the Darling Downs, and bought that for nothing and fully renovated it, and ended up selling it years later for literally 10 times what I bought it for.
Wow.
So I bought it for $31,000, and but that was way back in the mid-90s.
Yep.
So and
That's where your renovating started.
yeah,
Yep.
and I got a passion. Once that renovating bug bites, and you can see what you can do, the transformation, you're hooked.
Yep.
And I think anyone who's done a reno would agree with me.
Yep.
Despite,
I think that's why we've got the shows that.
Yeah. I mean, people love it. Now, I know it's stressful. I know it's difficult, and it's costly if you get it wrong and all the rest. But it's all part and parcel. It's fun.
Yep.
The whole thing is taking something from the transformation and turning it into the finished product. And I
Yep.
think I found that really very rewarding. I loved it.
Yep.
And hence things moved on. Leading up to the 2000 Olympics, I got a phone call from a mate in Brisbane. Can I come and help him? They had a contract with Homebush for the Homebush Stadium. So I went down to Brisbane, started working at Stoddart Metal Fabricators, and we were literally rolling 3B doubles out every night, going to Sydney, and like the last one rolled out at midnight, so I'd shut the gates at midnight. We had 400 guys on the floor. I'd ride my little treadly home, ride it back in the morning at 5 o'clock, open the gates, do it all again. Like that took its toll.
It would.
I enjoyed it, but again, it was a lot of design work because we had to take, I guess, architectural drawings, turn them into something that we could fabricate, and that was transportable and everything to get it on site in a costly manner. So it wasn't just, you actually had to think about things and use your head, and you design nous and make sure everything happened, which that was awesome. But after that, feeling pretty burnt out, I bought a holiday resort up the coast, and made a pledge to make sure I was in the surf at 10 o'clock every day, and just go for a paddle every day.
Yep.
whether it was half an hour or something, just to clear the mind, start feeling better. And so I had that. And at the same time, because I had the full real estate license, I started selling real estate up the coast.
Right.
And hence here we are, 25 years later. The real estate game's stuck. It's worked. It's been wonderful.
You're
What
still there.
Yeah,
You're still there.
Good. So,
But there was one little detour in all of that, wasn't there? Which you don't like to talk too much about, but I do just want to touch on it. So there was a time there that you were selling hotels, resorts, and even one casino.
oh look,
Can you give me the quick version?
the quick version. Okay, super simple. Travelled overseas a bit, ran into a few well-connected people, and long story short, we're at the hotel. You've got to understand how the real estate game works in Europe because there's all different tiers of qualifications.
Yep.
The top tier is in France. So to sell real estate in France, you actually have to be a lawyer.
Right.
But what it allows you to do is if you're a real estate agent in France, you can sell anywhere through Europe. So I aligned myself with a guy that I got to know quite well, who was based in Paris, and that then led to transactional opportunities, and through that, and staying at nice hotels, etc. The networking was
Next
unbelievable,
level.
yeah, and simply placing yourself amongst these type of people who were always looking for opportunities. And so, I was talking to, the rep that does all the acquisitions for NH hotels in Europe, and literally he goes, "What can you bring me?" Well, that's an open invitation, You only have to say that to me once, and I'm off and running. That's exactly what I wanted, and so that transaction, like that introduction there, just escalated into 3 hotels in Europe, and then a similar event in Brussels. Same story, talking to people at the bar, blah blah blah. One thing leads to another. Common acquaintances, acquaintances in common.
Yep.
And then there was a transaction regarding only a small casino.
Yep.
But the same thing. Someone was looking to invest. Someone was looking to dispose.
Yep.
And
there's a deal to be done.
It's introductions are made, things are exchanged, and the rest is history. And the main, like the agency that did the transaction was my mate in Paris. Like everything went through him.
Yep.
I facilitated it. I made introductions and all the rest. We negotiated on behalf, closed the deal, all the rest, the lawyers take over and do everything else. It was, to be dead honest, it was very easy.
Yep. Just one of those things that fell in your lap.
I'm a numbers person.
Yep.
And so for me, selling hotels, etc., everything comes down to numbers. If the numbers are there, the transaction will get done. I did one hotel once, walked in, spoke to the owners. We went over their numbers, exactly what they were looking for, how many keys they had, the whole lot. I literally walked out the front on the footpath, rang a buyer I had in Sydney. Within 15 minutes, he said, I ran him through the numbers. He goes, I'll give him this much. I walked straight back in and said, I've got an offer for this. They said, draw it up.
Wow.
15 minutes, and it was
done.
A big 200 grand comms, just like that.
Just like that.
So, it was. That was the enjoyment. You get such a rush out of that side of it. But now I'm in resi.
Yep.
So doing the nice stuff, the waterfront stuff, and the prestige on the northern end of the coast.
Northern end of the coast. So you're around Hope Island. But before we even get that, speaking of numbers, you did $25 million worth of business in your first year as a real estate agent.
As a rookie, yeah.
How?
I knew nothing.
Just very quickly, where did you start? How did you do $25 million in your first year?
So I started at Kengo Real Estate in Caloundra. I had my holiday resort I was running at the same time. Through the network of other holiday resort operators, I was listing all the units and all the properties.
Again, networks.
And it was
Networks.
literally, the whole thing was off naive enthusiasm. First year out, yeah, I can do this.
Yep.
You know, running around like a 5-year-old.
Yep.
Didn't matter. That energy is infectious. And buyers were going, yeah, okay, we'll do this, you know. And we were selling property like a unit was selling for 300,000.
Yeah, I was going to say
You know
that
what I'm
what
saying?
we need to realise here, what year was it?
2002, 2003.
Yeah, it's not like writing $25 million worth of business now.
Completely. Let's say the numbers were, and then, but what happened was very quickly is that, so I sell a unit in the building, and then they go, oh, can you sell my resort? And I go, okay. And they want $2.5 million. So I quickly went from selling the $300,000 unit to selling the $2.5 million resort, etc. So the numbers add up very quickly.
Mm.
And the same thing, it's like, because I had my own resort, when I'm talking to a buyer,
Yep.
when I was talking to them about it, I'm saying, yeah, but you can buy this and you can do this, this. What I do in my place is A, B, C, D. And instantly the buyer went, okay, so you actually have your money where your mouth is. You're not just telling me, you know, a pipe dream on what could happen. No, you're actually doing it.
Yep.
So that kind of helped.
You've got something about you though, Monty, don't you? You call it naive enthusiasm, but it didn't stop there. After year one and doing that, bang, you went out on your own.
That's a habitual thing though with me. I started my first business when I was 18, even though I was working like at the architect. So as soon as I finished uni, I started a business. And I literally worked, I've been employed by somebody else for literally 6 years of my life. Outside of that, I've always been self-employed, had different businesses. When I went out west, I started basically the first rural labour hire company, and I called it Farmer's Mate. It was great. It was working. It got that busy, like it exploded. And the problem was I didn't know what to do with it. Like, I was naive to the whole process. And had I known more, know what I know now, that could have been packaged up and sold for a very nice little package.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it got too big too quick, because it was exactly what the area needed.
Yep.
And so when you see something that, a lot of us do this, we walk around in society and we go, oh, there's an opportunity. Oh, why isn't anyone doing that? Like, a lot of us have these great ideas, but a lot of people don't act on it for whatever reason. But you just got to pick the one that you believe in and do it, you know. And like with the real estate agency, I had agents, we wrote a little bit of code, which I was quite interested in, writing code base and everything, because you look at how the industry was working at the time, and the internet was just starting up, right?
Yep.
And a lot of agency principals were completely ignorant to what was coming, what was heading their way. Basically, they didn't want to know. They were like, no. Our shop front, this is it's all good. We'll stick with our little picture in the window, and we're all sweet. But I wrote some bit of software it was the first bit of software that would be an aggregator bit of software where you could add one bit of property, upload the details of one property, and then it would on-send it to multiple websites. So we did this in 2002, 2003. So the internet's been around literally for about 8 years.
Yep.
Like 5 years properly. Like Google launched in 97.
Mm-hmm.
And we used Google in 97, and it's nothing like it was now. And anyway, so we wrote this bit of code. It worked well. I got swamped with agents wanting to use it, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they joined my company. So instantly I went from just going out on my own to having like hundreds of agents overnight. It was just insane. So that when I say overnight, within 3 years.
Yeah.
It went nuts. problem is we were operating outside the law because agents had to be registered to an office and be able to visit
Right.
the office and all that. So then we started lobbying the government to relax. Basically they had to keep the legislation up with technology.
Yeah.
So we did it in Queensland, we did it in Victoria and South Australia, lobbied them about the same thing. So I spent a lot of my time doing that stuff. So companies that have come after us that do the cloud-based stuff, the only way that's allowed is from what we did way back in 2002, 2003, etc. So it's nice to look back
Because
and
there's
go,
some massive agencies out there under that
there is.
model now.
And, you got like at Realty, I think you're at 1,000 agents, and etc. And you got a few others, but those guys literally, all of them, they're all boxed up in a almost identical model to what we launched way back then.
Wow.
It was quite interesting,
Yep.
but yeah.
So you did that, you built it up, you sold it off in 2024.
November 24.
Yep.
And
went and did your reno, and now you're back.
yeah, working with someone else.
Yep.
And loving it, to be honest, because you don't have to worry about all the business side of it.
You can just do what you love, selling real
Absolutely.
estate.
I'm just talking.
Okay. So where's your patch?
Northern Gold Coast. I'm literally doing Hollywell, Paradise Point, Sovereign Island.
Yep.
So I'm doing those. And then I'm also looking after Coomera, because in my opinion, Coomera's it's an entry level to the northern end of the coast.
Yep.
But it's highly unserviced.
Right.
There's no actual dedicated agent in that area. And I said, you know what? These people deserve someone just to go, look, whatever you need in Coomera, we'll look after you. So it's a decent patch. It's not for the faint-hearted, but I already know a lot of people there, and it's nice because I walk the dog every afternoon, and always having conversations with homeowners, and that networking on its own is amazing. Where they say, "Oh, so and so's," I was just talking to them. They're thinking about doing something. Oh, great, okay. Just I'll ring them the next day. It's like it's fantastic, and and so many people. It's funny because so many people in that area, because we've done a few different things with our reno. We have so many people doing the drive past and stopping and looking and this and that. And we get the trades who are sending potential clients to our place to have a look at I'm just saying the driveway spec. It's a new thing that they're rolling out. It's an exposed aggregate in white. There's only a handful of properties on the coast that have got this product.
Right.
Dear as poison, but the look is nice, and for what we were doing,
it makes a splash.
It just complemented the rest of the home perfectly, But when I say dear as poison, I'm saying to put it in perspective to any of the trading people doing renos and trades, your grey concrete at the moment is about that 180, 190 a cube. This white exposed aggregate stuff, it's 980 a cube. It's insane. So you can just imagine when you're budgeting and doing the numbers on a reno, and you go, okay, so our driveway is going to cost us what? 5 times? It's
Wow.
So, but anyway, it's worth it.
Okay. And you've joined Phillis?
Phillis, yes.
Yep.
Working with Alex. I tell you, and this is, I first noticed Alex many years ago when he burst onto the scene with all the reels and his videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched his stuff and I went, you know what, this guy's doing everything that I advocate for. He's just hit the nail on the head. I loved his work, and we've been friends ever since.
Yep.
And then when I was looking to jump back in, I just reached out to him. So here we are. Starting 2026.
Excellent.
Yeah.
How would you describe your selling style?
I'm pretty blunt and to the point.
Yep.
It's not for everyone. I know that.
Yep.
A bit rough around the edges, maybe, whatever. But the honesty is I'm very transparent. It's the product is what it is. We're not sugarcoating. We're not pretending to make it. It's something it's not. And in no time would I ever bullshit about the property to a buyer to pretend, that it fits whatever they're buying.
Sure.
It either fits or it doesn't.
Yep.
But with the negotiation side, that's the side you don't see. That's where the years of experience come in.
Yep.
And we've managed to, I think I do quite well in that area, even if I say so myself.
Yep.
And that's the
What's the
feedback.
secret to being a good negotiator?
Understanding what people really want, what their motivation is.
Yep.
Because it's not the dollars on the offers on the contract is literally the byproduct of them achieving their true end goal, what they want to do.
Yep. Getting the outcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you're big on clarity too, aren't you? Tell me what a clear strategy campaign looks like to you.
Look, yeah. This is the thing. If I go in to a potential listing, I don't hold back with telling them what needs to get done on that property to maximise the yield and how we're going to approach it. So if you look at a property, this is how I do. There's a couple of things. I take my real estate cap off. I put my buyer cap on.
Yep.
What's a buyer? What buyer is going to buy this property? Is it a young family? Is it a retiree? Is it a downsizer? Is it an upsizer? Who is buying it? Who's going to be the client?
Yep.
But then I also put my building and pest cap on, and we analyse the whole place and go, we don't want any surprises. We can get a great number on paper, but we don't want any surprises for a building and pest and have stuff falling over. That just wastes everyone's time. So let's eliminate as much of that as possible. Let's declutter it, and then the marketing side. How do we present this best? And we go through that. Some vendors, they're very emotional to what they have on display. They love their home. Their home's the best.
Yep.
But when you say, see all this? Put this all away. Take that, declutter, do this, do that. They take offence. Oh, don't you like my wedding photo? We try and depersonalise the home because we need to display the home so that any purchaser can instantly visualise themselves.
Their life there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think this is pretty basic. What my approach there, maybe it's the delivery, maybe I'm a bit too harsh with how I say that to the potential sellers, but a lot of agents, all the good agents, have exactly the same approach. We all say it differently and we'll present it differently, but I cut straight to the chase and say, look, this is what we need to do.
Yep.
And it works most of the time.
Can you tell me about a favourite sale in the 26 years of selling people's properties? Is there one that sticks out in your mind?
I sold a unit for a chap who was very high up in Serena Russo's academy of chain of businesses.
Yep.
He had the company car, which was a Porsche. So he was he'd done well for himself.
Yep.
And he had multiple properties in his portfolio, but he was very unsure. He just went through a divorce and he was unsure about what to do with this beachfront property. Long story short, we got a sale done, literally signed up and settled in 7 days. It was insane. 7 days. It was a cash buyer who just wanted that location.
Wow.
Now, I remember that guy saying he had an amazing wine collection. We sat on the beach out the front of this place. He opened a red wine. It was a first growth from Bordeaux. It was a Chateau, I can't remember, but it was worth a bomb, this wine. And he said, we're going to share this. He said, I'll open this, because of the sale. And he said, you've completely changed my life. He said, I can retire. I don't have the stress of this, that. And we've been good friends ever since. And that hit home to me, and the appreciation he showed, and the sincerity about it, because yes, to me that it was quite amazing what happened, and the stars aligned. Whatever, I don't actually take cred for finding that buyer. I don't know how that literally was a bit surreal how that all happened. So it was nothing about amazing agent. No, this person just came out of the blue.
Yep.
Insisted they wanted that particular property, and everything happened. It was like, how quick can we settle?
Wow.
It was unbelievable. So, but anyway, that is one
that
of
does
quite a
stand
few.
out.
Yeah, that was great.
What's that's your quickest deal? What's your highest price deal? Was that one of the resorts overseas, or what's the highest price you've sold a property, or let's call it a group of properties for?
In Australia, the highest one was 23 million in 2010.
Wow.
Here on the Gold Coast.
What was it?
It was a hotel.
Yep.
In Surfers Paradise.
Yep.
And it was a group buyer that was expanding their chain. That was 23 mil on that one. In the sellers, I actually sold 5 of their hotels for them. So they were quite prolific in that industry. Residential wise, same thing. It was about 6.5, no, 8.8, sorry. 8.8 up in Brisbane, a residential house in, again, 2012,
Yep.
11, a little while ago.
Yep.
Yeah. So they were nice homes back then, good prices. So anyway.
All right, quick fire round. You ready?
Oh gosh, okay.
AFL or rugby league?
Rugby league,
Your coffee order.
flat white.
Okay. One word to describe your negotiation style?
Brutal.
Interesting. Most random thing you've seen someone do at an inspection?
I had a tenant stay in their bedroom naked on the bed on their iPad.
Deliberately to stuff up the...
No, I think they were on drugs.
Okay.
I don't think they realised
what was going on or what they were doing. Wow.
It was a Kiwi lad, and
All right.
he wasn't phased. We opened the door, walked in. He goes, "All sweet, bro." And we're looking. It was
How
bizarre.
did you deal with that? Did you don't look at the third bedroom? All right. If you had to describe your work style as an animal, what would it be?
Lion.
Okay. If your listings had a theme song, what would the song be?
Thanks for the heads up on this.
No.
I got no idea.
Eye of the tiger.
No. Everyone does that. No, I don't know.
Okay.
It'd probably be a Bob Marley song of some sort.
All right. Worst DIY renovation you've ever walked into?
Funny enough, I went and had a look at one on the waterfront the other day at Bigger Waters. Just curious, It was horrendous. And here comes the kicker. It was a 4-bedroom plus an office. It was a wet block. Everything, like the roof height, like literally put your hand here, that was the roof height of the outdoor area. It was low. It was terribly done. And everything, the skirting boards, everything was shocking. Now, I'm no carpenter, but I tell you what, I did better corners in my mitering jobs. But I go in the office, and here's the kicker. You go in the office, up on the wall, there's the business registration of a carpentry business.
Oh, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Oh, wow.
I pointed that out to the agent. I said, is this guy serious? Anyway.
All right.
I won't name the carpentry, but I tell you what, it's made its way on my blacklist.
Tell me afterwards. If you could swap jobs for a day with any other profession, what would it be?
Race car driver.
Race car driver. Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Last 2 questions. Your top tip for homeowners when listing?
Listen to the agent's advice. I'm not joking. So many homeowners think they know better. They resist, they push back. Then when they either get very low offers or no offers, or they're not happy with the price, they drop the agent, they go to the next agent. The next agent tells them exactly the same thing.
Yep.
The good agents know what you have to do. Listen to your agent.
Fantastic. Now, if someone's listening and they're considering you as their agent for the northern end of the Gold Coast there, what would you say to them?
Look, in short, honest assessment, no bullshit. We get to the chase. We get amazing marketing. I'm not joking, because working with Phillis, they're a well-oiled machine. They have some amazing tools in their toolkit for home sellers. It will get promoted second to none. And I'll mentor them all the way through.
Fantastic. Look, thanks, Monty, for joining me on the Elite Real Estate Agents of SEQ podcast. I've really enjoyed our chat, something different to a lot of my other episodes. And look, if Monty sounded like someone you'd like to deal with in selling your property, please do reach out. His details are in the show notes and in the comments. Please give us a bit of feedback. Tell us what you liked. Give us a follow. Hit that like button. It helps us get this to more and more people out there who are looking to buy and sell property. So, Monty, once again, thanks very much.
Adam, thank you very much for having me. It's certainly been interesting.
Yeah.
I think we've got to do this again.
We will. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us on this episode of Elite Real Estate Agents of SEQ. If today's guest sounded like the right agent to help with your next move, please reach out. You'll find all their details in the show notes and episode description. And if you're a real estate agent interested in being showcased on the podcast, visit www.podproaustralia.com.au to learn more and register your interest. If you enjoyed the podcast, we'd love it if you could like, share and rate the podcast, and let us know in the comments if there's an agent you've dealt with and you think they should be featured next. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.